Lessons learned from Evan's dishonesty. Why honesty is always the best policy. Once upon a time, in a small town lived a man named Evan. Evan was a successful businessman who owned a grocery store in the heart of the town. However, Evan had a habit of being dishonest in his dealings. He would often overcharge his customers, sell them expired goods, and misrepresent the quality of his products. He believed these practices would help him make more money and prosper. At first, his dishonesty went unnoticed, but soon people realized they were being cheated. They started to avoid his store, and soon his business began to suffer. However, Evan didn't learn his lesson and continued his unethical practices. One day, a new store opened in the town, offering better quality products at a lower price. The store was owned by Vincent, who believed in honest and fair dealings. Customers started flocking to Vincent's store, and soon Evan's store was left with no customers. Evan realized his mistake and tried to make amends, but it was too late. His reputation had been tarnished, and people had lost their trust in him. His business suffered greatly, and he had to shut down his store. Evan was devastated and regretted his dishonest practices. He realized that his short-term gains from cheating had cost him his reputation and business. He knew he had lost the trust of the people who had once been his customers. He decided to turn his life around and start afresh. He opened a new store, but this time, he was determined to be honest and fair in his dealings. He ensured he sold quality products at reasonable prices and never cheated on his customers. He worked hard to regain the people's trust, and slowly but surely, his business started to pick up. Years went by, and Evan became a respected member of the community. His store was always bustling with customers, and he was known for his honesty and integrity. People trusted him and knew they would get the best quality products at a fair price from his store. Evan had learned his lesson the hard way. He had realized that dishonesty was always detrimental and was not worth the short-term gains it provided. He knew honesty and fairness in his dealings was the key to long-term success. The story of Evan teaches us that honesty is always the best policy. It may not always be easy, but it is the right thing to do. Dishonesty can provide short-term gains but will always be detrimental in the long run. It can ruin our reputation and damage our relationships with others. On the other hand, honesty and integrity can help us build trust, respect, and a good reputation. It may take time, but it is always worth it. Moral: honesty is the best policy.